What?
Guten Tag.
Oh yeah, welcome back.
Hi. Hello.
It's been a while.
You're giving me that same weird face that I saw last time.
All the time.
Oh, goddamn.
So, welcome back to another BlubHub podcast. The Blubcast.
Yeah, the BlubHub Babbles.
The BlubHub Babbles.
Yeah.
It's been so long since I
know.
forgot the name.
Yeah.
Podcast.
I mean,
That's the BlubHub Babbles podcast.
Exactly. Yeah, our bi-weekly podcast, that's definitely been going up bi-weekly.
Well, there's been a couple of things that happened. COVID's a real thing if you guys don't know about it.
Yeah, COVID is a pain. It has affected Hana lately.
Yeah, it's been affecting my family. Somehow you'll be around it, and then it doesn't affect nobody around your place.
Well, first of all, I'm very happy about that because, well, my grandma's older and kind of on the...
And you have a heart condition.
Yeah, and I have heart condition, so it's kind of like I try my best not to get it.
Yeah. But it's like you face God every day, and you're just like, hey, I'm a bitch slap you, and then he's like, all right, you get one more day.
He's like, I respect.
But yeah, it's been a while since our last Babbles talk, and the last time we talked about was being indie, right?
Yeah, indie versus AAA, and pretty much what qualifies as game as an indie game.
Yeah.
Where both of us kind of thought we had an answer to that, and then quickly realized how fast that line blurs.
Yeah, we just legit put ourselves in a loop.
Yeah, we ended up screwing ourselves over.
But luckily that you know someone who's in that indie development era. You want to explain how you met this person?
Yeah, it's I have trouble saying the name, but Leviathan Animation. I get two words put together. Well, they created the kinetic visual novel Tyrania, which I did on my channel, which was a small success for me. It actually did quite well, and because of that, I was able to talk to the dev of that indie game, and you should go check it out. Either watch my Let's Play of it, go download it, watch Hana's 2 episodes he uploaded and never finished.
I suck at reading, that's why.
But yeah, so I enjoyed the storyline. I've talked to the dev and was able to shoot over a couple of questions just to see what they had to say on the topic.
We were going to bring them on to this podcast, but they said
they'd rather just me just message him the questions and they just message back the answer.
Is it a him?
Okay.
Okay, because you just said him. I've been saying they or they.
I don't know. Okay. I just said that as
we don't want to be rude, and yet they're gonna probably listen to this podcast.
Yeah, I apologize. I've never asked, nor have I truly looked too deep into that answer.
There's a reason for that we don't ask, because we used to have a person in our D&D group who joined
that got really offended over all of that,
and we were
trying not to be offensive, and
we just want to know the right pronouns.
So, short story of it. I mean, I am trying to get better with it, but I think everyone that kind of grew up that's our age still somewhat has the issue with when they meet someone wanting to instantly put a gender of he or she on looks, which obviously that's kind of changing now when you meet someone they until specified, or at least that's the way I'm trying to teach myself. But we met this person, and I had been saying they, and I made the mistake and referred to them as she once. And it kind of, they were just like, yeah, I'm not a she.
Yeah.
And it was just like, so what would you like to be called? And they just kind of rolled their eyes and didn't answer. So
yeah, like we automatically knew.
And I was just going, well, I am going to keep going with they until...
Like, we were trying to be rude. We just
we just wanted to know the proper pronouns. And I guess they is the proper answer for that question from them. But either way, short version, where we don't want to be offensive. So if we refer to anyone's gender that we do not actually know, please don't be offended. we don't mean it in an offensive way.
I mean, we automatically have another one who is trying to be
Yeah.
he and them, or he and his, or whatever.
Yeah.
And we talked about that same story. Obviously, it's just that one person. That
Yeah,
we
we've
just
told them
encountered.
the story, and they were on our side. And we're just like, yeah, that person was just rude about it. So
Yeah.
we really don't mean to be offensive. So if we are, apologize. This is the apology now. Let us know how we can fix it, and we will get on it. But aside from that, Leviathan animation, they, them, he, she, genderless, omnipotent being that they are.
They or them.
Yep. So I asked them a couple of questions. Want to get into the questions now?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm actually curious.
All right. So the first thing I asked was, what do you think separates indie game developers from AAA game developers? And you have to forgive me as the screenshots are very tiny, but I will do my best. And they replied back with, indie game developers usually work on their own, while developers from AAA games have a budget from big companies to back them up. I gotta scroll over. Indie game developers also have more freedom in their work because they aren't constrained by any rules or deadlines. However, developers from AAA games usually have much more resources that they can get from their company, more so than their indie counterparts. So I guess like the big thing there is pretty much just budget.
That's weird.
Budget and rules. I guess if you're underneath a corporation, that makes you AAA, while if you're not under a corporation, that makes you more indie.
So what I'm getting, that all these big corporations like Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, who are buying all these indie quotation marks, they're not really indie anymore then.
Yeah. I'm gonna agree with that statement.
Okay.
That's what I can get out of that as well. Now, I also asked, do you think budget plays a big part? And can a game be a indie game even with a big budget? Gotta wait for it to load. Their answer. Budget does play a big part in the making of any game, indie or not. I personally think a game can still be indie even if it has a big budget. What separates indie and non-indie games, in my opinion, is whether or not the game belongs to a group of individuals or to a corporation. So, like, pretty much like what we just said. So, big company owns the
they're just lying to us, and they're saying they are indie things, even though they're not indie.
Yeah. Or they were, and now aren't. Huh.
I don't want to call them sellouts, but that sounds kind of like a sellout.
I don't know, man.
I don't want to say it, because that kind of leads up onto our other topic for today. But other than that, that's
Alright. Next question. What do you think the hardest part of being a indie dev is? I also just read these questions that I sent, and I apologize for all the grammar mistakes that I put, and how you managed to answer them is an enigma to me. The hardest part of being, I guess I should still say, the answer to the question. The hardest part of being an indie game dev, personally for me, is having too much work having to do much of the work by myself. For example, I have to write the script, make the artwork, and do the coding, while developers in a game company split their work into different departments. So, each person only does a specific task for the team. However, there are some indie devs that have a bigger team and split their work among themselves like in a company.
we should work with this person and make our own game.
They're already working on Tyrania 2, so...
Tyrania 3, the Hannah Saint edition.
Yes.
The Stone Wolf Saint edition.
Do you think... Oh, this was a big one for me. Do you think indie games are dying off? Let's see here. The answer? Nah, indie games are not dying off anytime soon. In fact, I believe there will be more and more indie games because many skills and resources, such as coding, software, and tutorials, are being made more accessible to the general public. Nowadays, people can find almost everything they need to make a game of their own, and the internet with a bit of dedication. I will say it is pretty easy to at least learn the basics to making a game. Yeah, because gotta throw this one out there a lot. Gotta slap this out there. I am certified in the Unity game engine.
We should make a T-shirt that says certified Unity.
I'm certified in Unity game engine. I love it because it sounds so pretentious.
Don't worry, guys. I got this. Are you the cops? No, I'm certified in Unity. Let's do this.
But either way, so that wasn't hard. Like, seriously, it was like $100 class that lasted all of, like, I think it was like 2 or 3 months to teach you the basics.
The basics.
Yeah. In which case, there was also more and more advanced classes as you continued. I did not go into deeper advanced classes. I just kept it pretty simple for myself. But even without what I knew, I was able to make a bunch of, like, short little tiny platformer games for myself. I never actually published anything.
I think it is going to become more easier into the future because, I mean, they've already had, like with Xbox Project Spark, and then you got that Sony.
I mean, there's always the
where they come with the development kit, and it just
yeah. I mean, I think the big answer there is like a Gmod.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, that was a huge.
Where you can make your own maps and or story where people are like, okay, this is because most of those Gmod maps have spawned into.
Yeah. Well, I mean, pretty much anything source related eventually spawned in bigger games. I mean, look at Counter-Strike. Yeah, Counter-Strike was just a mod.
Yeah. Cry of Fear, that became its own entity.
Yeah.
Team Fortress.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, so, I mean, it just, I think in the future...
I mean, even the game modes from in Gmod themselves that got really popular. Those
Terrorist and
TTT?
Yeah.
Or Trouble in Terror.
Trouble in Terror. I don't know why I was saying Terrorist and Terrorist Town.
Prop Hunt.
Yeah.
Which, I want to say this one thing. There used to be a zombie game on there I used to play that was called, like, Zombie Survival, and it was this really neat idea where it was a bunch of AI zombies that were always attacking an area, and you were trying to hold them off.
I think I know what you're talking about.
I went to play that, before I moved, right? And the server's still there, but no one plays on it anymore.
Yeah.
That used to be so popular.
This is before I got my computer, but I was always really fascinated with Gmod.
Yeah, Gmod. I think Gmod was a huge game for, like, a huge point in time, because think about it, all the big YouTubers and small YouTubers were all slapping up Gmod content, and that went on for years. It's pretty much, it seemed like if they didn't know what to upload, they were uploading Gmod.
Yeah, so thank you, Gmod.
Yeah, Gmod 10.
But it is eventually coming back. I've seen some new videos.
It started popping back, but I don't know if it'll hit where it once was. Maybe.
It's just slowly. I mean, it may do a resurgence like Minecraft did, but it might die off as soon as possible.
All right. So here's this one. My final question: what is it like being an indie dev? Is there a lot of harsh? Okay, I want to point this off. I'm glad they were able to fix it, but for some reason I just didn't correct myself. But I put contemplation rather than competition. But is there any harsh competition? Do devs try and help each other? I guess. What is the indie game dev community like? And it's hard to describe the indie game dev community at large because most devs are separated into their own sub-community, such as visual novels, devs for RPGs, for example. Some communities are super nice, while others may be super competitive. I say it's a case-by-case for each community. I guess that kind of makes sense, because if you think about it, that's pretty much almost how you can get into anything.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, let's think about just gaming in general. You have the overall gaming community, which is, for the most part, considered pretty decent, but then you can get into games like Fortnite, Rainbow Six Siege, CSGO, that have, I'm not gonna lie, relatively toxic communities.
Oh, I bet. I mean,
Yeah, like
I think all in the line of work of anything can be toxic.
So, but what I mean there is, it's like, but then you can go to like the Minecraft community, which for the most part is super nice. Or at least have always been nice to me, and I've never heard anyone say Minecraft was toxic. So.
Right.
Ooh. But so I guess that can carry over to several things. The idea of,
I mean, we went to ReaperCon, and that one guy, he was very pretentious. I'm pretty sure he didn't mean to be pretentious, but he was like, I bought these $100 brushes.
like usually, I guess, continuation of even outside of video games, just gaming in general, tabletop or whatnot.
I'm like,
you can have people
okay,
that
bro.
are super nice and inviting, and then you can have people that are just kind of,
Again, I don't think he was trying to be, but I think he was just trying to
that was
show
more
off.
his personality, and on top of that, we were in a competition at that moment, so I feel like he was just kind of trying to talk some smack.
The way that he sounded like the Ben Shapiro of miniature painting.
It was hilarious.
He's like irrelevant.
So my favorite part about this guy was, first of all, dude, I didn't care too much. I honestly thought it was funny. I took it as more of a joke than serious.
Oh, you didn't bring your own paints?
But
you didn't bring your own brushes?
It was hilarious because this dude, I'm over there like, first of all, I'm not a very good mini painter. I prefer terrain. I'm far better at that. But I'm over there trying to paint the best I can, and he's over there talking crap. And I was like, I'm fairly new to like painting minis, and he's like, well, so am I. And I was like, so how long you been painting? And he's like, a year. And he's like been like, I've dropped like $15,000 into this, and I'm like, bro, I wish I had $15,000 to drop into something. It's like, I love D&D, but I don't think that's where the $15,000 would go.
Right.
That's like a lot of Ready board right there.
It's
like
my
15.
mom. Speaking of Ready board, my mom went to Dollar Tree. She said Ready board's still $1.
Oh, thank God. Life is good. As long as Ready board's holding up.
Was there any more questions, or was that it?
That was all.
Well,
also, I know it took forever for us to do this podcast, but just like promised, you will be getting, I will send you the link to this Leviathan, even though you will be hearing me telling you I'm sending you the link after you've clicked on the link.
You'll be getting this link within a link, and we apologize if we get your pronouns wrong.
Yeah, sorry about that. I really should have asked. I just didn't think about it. And like I said, I never went.
We're just really awkward people who just hate to ask, and it just seems like we're rude.
Yeah, honestly, me and Hanel don't know how to socialize, not even slightly.
He could just be a dude and just be like, I don't really care, and be like, still, we'll be awkward. Or it could be a chick, still.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
But either way, I'm looking forward to the chapter 2. Or, not chapter 2, game 2.
Yeah, so I will finish that up soon. I hope.
Sure. By the time the second one comes out.
Yes.
Actually, I haven't checked in a little while. It might actually be out already. I hope not.
We should check it out right now. We should.
Enforcers, my guy. As Enforcers come out.
Okay. Is it Tyrania Enforcers?
I believe so.
Tyrania.
I know the first chapter is out.
Oh, okay, so
I don't know how to spell.
I think I spelled it wrong because I got a bunch of pictures of black people. And there's a foursome prank. What the fuck?
Let's see. I got some weird crap here. I really don't know how to spell.
I've been seeing a lot of people who've been like masturbating in cars as a prank.
What the frick?
It's called Play With My Kitty in the car with either my friend or my boyfriend. And I'm like, huh.
What does that have to do with this conversation? Oh, enforce. Hey, look, I looked up Tyrania Enforcers, and my video for it, first one to pop up. Heck yeah.
Heck yeah, man. Congratulations.
Oh, yeah, it's still just the demo right now.
Okay, so.
But yeah, hang on.
We'll
if you remember when you
upload
upload this podcast, please put a link to their stuff in the description.
Will do. They are on Steam, right?
Yeah.
I forgot where
The first Terraria is on Steam, and I think you can also get it on. I always forget the name of the website that I use for everything. He'll put that there too. But aside from that news on indie games, which I guess kind of wraps up that topic, there's new news.
Yeah, there's been things going down in Twitch land, which I know that
Twitch, yeah.
Which I know that you've been dealing with. Let me pull out me notes.
I mean, it hasn't affected me currently, but
not really. But it does affect kind of like how we.
But it does.
It also, I guess, it kind of associate with both of us too, because it's like kind of the topical of like making money off this website or making money off whatever, and I say a while back ago. But I guess Twitch got hacked, and they stole about 256 gigabytes worth of information.
They got the whole lowdown.
Yeah,
they got the whole spiel.
Like, and this, so, like, legit, this is legit the first thing that popped up before you're gonna, but Twitch leaks the Critical Role. Twitch earns around, like, 9.6 million through Twitch followers.
Yep.
And people are getting angry over that.
Okay.
And people are not getting angry over the thing where, like, oh.
I want to say one thing, because I saw a little bit of people I follow on Twitter talking about it, a variety of YouTubers, and a lot of YouTubers were just like, you mean if I had been doing on Twitch, I'd be making this much money, blah, blah, blah. But Moist Critical, on his Twitter, put out a post that I think is a very, like, great explanation. He is like, it's never been secret how much people make. Just no one did the math themselves. Because he said, which I've watched the video, he did a video openly telling people how much he made off of subscribers, and it wasn't a small number then. At that point, on that video, he said he made over like 70 grand a month, because he was like, just take the amount of subscribers they have and multiply it by 2.5, and that will tell you how much money they're making, guesstimated.
Oh yeah.
So the people getting upset, going, wow, they're making that much money, that's crazy. And I'm like, well, they're super popular.
Yeah.
The more popular you are, the more money you're making. I mean, that sounds like crazy number, but you get $2 off of a subscription, pretty much.
And if you really think about it...
So I'm like, so you only have 100 subscribers, you're making $200.
Yeah, and then, like, you also really think about it, like, Critical Role is a business.
Yeah, it's huge. That $9 million isn't just going to one person.
Yeah, it's going to, like, budget costs, lighting, paying your staff, paying everything, whatever you need to get done. I mean...
Because the people working on Critical Role are going to be making a decent portion. Like, I mean, the light guy is going to be paid to do his... I would hope, anyway, that he would be paid well for doing that job. Because if you got a crappy light man... Well, you get lighting that looks like me and Hanel's YouTube videos.
Yes.
Which, hopefully improves soon.
But, it's just crazy because people... I mean, I've seen YouTube videos where they have announced how much they make and over the video and over... I mean, it's not really a big deal either, but then, like...
I'm also going... Why is it their fault?
Right? I mean, I was... Okay, I'm going to show my age. I was around a time when people were getting sponsorships.
Yeah.
And people were calling them sellouts. But now you're getting sponsorships and people are like, oh shit, you're growing up. Hey, I'm down for that.
Yeah, it's like now... It's like pretty much the second you pass, like, I would say 10,000 subscribers, you're on YouTube, someone's going to try and give you a sponsor deal.
Yeah. I mean...
Which I think is great... And it's cool and all. I'm just going... I don't know why people are so upset about this. Because I'm like, those people are making that much money because of how many people follow them.
Yeah.
It's not like those websites are just giving them that money.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like they think... I don't know. For the Hassan Piker thing, I don't know. For some reason, people think... I mean, yeah, he talks about, like, helping out the poor and everything else. And he bought a $3 million... house.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that's the most cheapest I've ever seen a YouTuber ever pay for a house. I mean, I've seen people who buy like, I bought a $15 or $20 million house.
Yeah, the only person that I've ever heard that sounds like really kind of humble with their money kind of reminds me of like Moist Critical, like
Dad,
he
or
buys
Mr.
stuff.
Beast and stuff.
Yeah.
So it just, I don't know. I feel like people get like a weird stigma of like.
I feel like it's okay. I know people are probably gonna get upset, but I also feel like it's jealousy. Because
I feel like it's a little bit of jealousy.
Yeah, because I'm going. If you made $10 million a year, why are you not gonna want to live in a super nice house?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's when people are like, well, I would just want to live in a nice enough house. And I would like to say that I'm the same way. I've always said that if I make a lot of money, I'm just. And you have to spend the money on something. A lot of finance people will tell you, don't just let your money sit. Do something with it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, again, like, I feel like, yeah, it is jealousy, and I feel like it's the stigma of, like, we kind of helped you grow, but then they're all, I mean, I see some YouTubers who do flaunt their money around, but then when you also get the ones who are not showing off their money.
Like the jerks.
Yeah, but then it's just, like, and it just seems like in my head, it's just like, I mean, you did help him grow, and he is growing into this whole thing, but at the same time, like, there's people who want to support them, you know? I mean, some people, I mean, look at Pokimane. She put a cap of $5 on her account because she is making enough money. But people are also humbling her, like, oh, she's not making enough. I'm like, well, I mean, it's not a competition. I mean, she's living comfortably in her own area.
I mean, I also think a lot of it is kind of, I think I'm going to go off of, like, Moist Critical for a lot of the things I referenced, because he's kind of talked about a lot of, like, the way people think and see, like, influencers online. And I gotta agree with him. It's just a lot of people seem to have this idea that the celebrities, these influencers, owe their fans something. And I'm going, it's not, they make content for you. And you watch it. Mm-hmm. And you pay to support that content. Sometimes
you don't pay them at all because it's just on YouTube and it's free.
Yeah, it's YouTube. I mean, Twitch. You don't even have to pay really to watch that person. You don't have to subscribe. You subscribe because you're like, I like this person. I like what they do. I want to make sure they can keep doing it. I want to make sure this person's living a good life. I want to make sure, bam, this is a happy person. I don't think you should be going in debt. I don't think you should be going in the red to subscribe to someone on Twitch.
Spend your money wisely.
Yeah.
I mean, I supported a couple of creators.
Yeah,
but then
there's several people I've supported on Twitch. I'll subscribe to them, but if it gets too budget
I usually write a last note saying, "Hey, I can't really support you." I'm pretty sure they'll be like, "Oh, I understand," but you know.
Yeah, I've never seen. Well, I take that back. I've seen videos of crappy Twitch streamers and YouTubers out there that are like, what, you don't want to give all your money to me? But I feel like most would be like, hey man, don't throw yourself out on the street and make yourself homeless because you're trying to pay for my Twitch subscription. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I think
because I have a Patreon.
Yeah,
and it's just there, and people want to support me.
Exactly. I think even on my Twitch, I have a donation button, but I've put there before, and I think I've seen it on crap ton of Twitch streamers where it just says just donate if you want to, but don't donate more than you have. You know, don't hurt yourself giving me money. Just donate what you can if you can and if you want to.
Yeah. But, I mean, I just feel like this whole topic, I mean, it's not, I mean, I didn't really see it as a big deal, but people, I mean, it is a big deal for most because it does show off some of the financial, which people, I don't know, and, I mean, I feel like it was kind of a good thing if people that most creators are making, hopefully they can talk about it and maybe tell them, hey, this is what, hopefully most of them will be like, instead of saying, hey, don't worry about it, that's not how much I'm making. But hopefully most of them will be like, hey, this is where most of it's going, at least to let them know. Yeah. Because, I mean,
there's like the whole thing with, again, Moist Critical. He did his video because he buys a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and people were going, bro, you're going to spend all your money. And he was like, bruh, I can spend $10,000 a month on Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I'm good because I'm making 70, 80 grand a month, and my rent is only like $2,000. He's like, I got more money than I know what to do with.
Yeah, then he bought a warehouse.
Yeah. But I mean, just think about that. It's the fact that he's like, look, I'm good.
Yeah.
And he's not out there pressuring people to subscribe to him. Not going, hey, slap all your money down my way.
Yeah, that's crazy though.
I've never heard Markiplier ask for money anytime outside of like a charity stream.
Yeah, there was a podcast that I watched when he was on Philip DeFranco. He said he also tried to spend all of his money, and he said within that, like, he gets like a notification that he got all of his ad revenue back. He said it's really weird to him still. He says that it's really hard to fathom that he just straight up just like gets it. Like he said he forgets that he even has that notification, and he just says but I mean, it's just like,
it's crazy. And now I think a lot of them, like, first of all, I don't know Markiplier at all. I would like to meet him at some point, but I know they say don't meet your heroes or anything like that. But he seems like a nice enough guy. I doubt he's perfect, as no one in the world is perfect. But I mean, he seems to be trying to do good.
Yeah. I mean, good for him. I mean, I followed him pretty much, I would say, you said his second channel? Or
yeah, this is his second channel.
So I started following him when he was like early, I'd say 1,000, but I'm pretty sure he was at 5,000.
Yeah, you've been following him for
it was like
well, the thing
the
here,
Cry of Fear. That's when I first started watching him because he had.
You found him on Cry of Fear, and I found him when he was playing the first Dead Space game.
Yeah, and because when he was playing the Cry of Fear, I think there were custom stories, and then it was crazy because of, like, he didn't have any fear. I was like, man, this guy's a god.
Yeah.
Because he was just like going pie and there were jump scares.
Okay,
like, oh,
first
shit.
of all, this is something that if you want to be an internet creator or someone like that, here's something that I think you should do that will help you out and kind of get over your own issues. If you look at someone like Markiplier and are like, man, I wish I was as entertaining, funny, charismatic as this guy. Do yourself a favor. Don't judge yourself on who he is now. Go back to, like, his Dead Space video. Watch his very first episode of Dead Space, and you will see a very different man, as he was not nearly as charismatic. Like, you could see the base of what would eventually become the Markiplier we know now.
He was a very awkward guy back then.
He was camera shy the way everyone is. His lighting was poor. He stumbled over his words the way me and Haynaud do a lot. Yeah, it's something where I would say if you're trying to get into it, don't be upset because you're not instantly the same personality or as charismatic as these guys are. Let yourself build up, work up your confidence, practice, the way me and Haynaud do, except we don't practice, we just upload.
Right.
Well, Haynaud's touching his phone.
Exactly. Are you looking at my stuff?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you're Googling. Are you Googling?
I'm Googling something that,
Oh no, he's Googling something, everyone. Oh no. Run! Okay. See, now it's my job to be entertaining, because Haynaud's not talking.
I was lining up something.
He was lining up something.
We're trying to do a whole bunch of videos at once tonight,
yeah, we're trying to schedule out. We got a lot to do. Of big block.
So, yeah. Want to just call it early? I mean, it's only 30 minutes.
I think I'll leave it with this. As far as the Twitch stream stuff goes and how much those guys make, I don't see why anyone's surprised about it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's not like they've ever hidden the fact that they're paid well. I've never seen one of them act like they're homeless or poor. So, I don't know why it became as big of an as everyone made it out to be.
I kind of hate when stories are like that, though. Like when the Babbles thing came out, I was just like, people make OCs all the time.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing that I hate about TikTok. Like, something that was already old, which I've already seen, is resurgence again. And I'm like, it's like
we've already gone through this phase already.
Yeah, and it's like when
I think what this reminds me of is when kind of YouTube, when people started finding out how much big YouTubers were making. When it came out that one time, I didn't not come out, but like someone just Googled like Markiplier, PewDiePie,
Yeah.
their like net worth, and they were like, "What? Markiplier's making worth $20 million? What?"
Yeah. It always reminds me of when a book movie or a movie that's based off a book, people are like, I gotta read that book now. I'm like, that book's been out
Yeah.
for so long, and the only reason you want to read it is because of the hype.
Yeah, exactly.
And that just pisses me off for some reason. So, but yeah, we're gonna cut it off early because
Yeah, it was fun. BlubHub Babbles, hopefully
Yeah.
coming back. Hopefully
Yeah.
no more hiccups.
yeah, we'll see. Unless we have a hiccup, but we'll let you know.
I don't want any hiccups.
So, but yeah, thank you for listening, and hope you like, comment, and subscribe. Do what all needs to be best, and
Lick
definitely-
that subscribe button and suck on the subscribe button and lick the like button. That's the
there
one I
you
like
go.
saying. There you go.
Utensils and anus.
Pimento cheese.
Pimento cheese.